What it do, Hoodlum gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big O N, aka the neighborhood Hoodlum. And I'm back at y'all with another video. Look, if you're new to the channel and you want to become a member of the Hoodlum gang, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button, man. It's free, man. Just go right there. You see it? Just hit that subscribe, boom, tap it. If you're not logged into your account, man, log into your account. If you don't got an account, make an account so you can subscribe to the Hoodlum gang. Hit that like button if you enjoy the content, which I know you do. Leave me a comment, reshare the video, hit that notification bell, go on over to IG and follow me at Hoodie from the Hood, man. You can send me videos, send me topics. People do it all the time. I might not always talk about it, depending on if I feel like it or not, or depending on if I feel it's interesting enough or whatever. Or I might have already spoke on it and you might be new to the Hoodlum gang and you haven't went through my catalog, homie. I got over 500 videos, so sometimes I spoke on stuff and for some reason or another I might speak on it again, which brings me to my topic. The video I did not yesterday, the day before, about the 50-50 yards. I had already made a video about that maybe 2-3 months ago, or whenever C-Mac first got out. I made a video about that. So when I made the video about my reaction to what Dubs and Cartoon said about 50-50 yards, it was pretty much the same thing I had already said. I just had added a few more things to the conversation. Now, Cartoon hadn't seen the first video. He didn't even know about that video, but like y'all do, because y'all messy, somebody sent them the video. A couple people sent them the video and was basically like, what's up with your boy? I thought y'all was cool. He getting at you, or whatever the case is. Somebody even said that I'm checking Cartoon. Y'all, man, y'all crazy, homie. Listen, nothing but the utmost respect for Cartoon. He know that. And whenever there is any type of confusion or misinterpretation or something that I might say, that's what real ones do. They pick up the phone. Let me holler at you. What's going on? The only people who don't pick up the phone is people who's looking for YouTube drama. But any real one is gonna go there first before they start. But so yeah, I got a call from Cartoon yesterday. I actually knew it was coming, just based on, because somebody had came in my comments and insinuated the same thing, like you could have picked up the phone and called Cartoon or whatever. First of all, it wasn't even nothing that serious to pick up the phone and call him about. It's content. I have an opinion on his video. I didn't disrespect him. So there was nothing to pick up the phone and call him about. The reason why he called me is because people was taking it out of context and trying to pump something up between me and him. So he called me, and this ain't the first time Cartoon didn't call me behind one of my videos. But it's like we gonna have a grown man conversation. He feel how he feel, or he wanna see how I feel about it, or did he take it wrong? Is the people taking it wrong, or whatever the case is? And that was no different in this case. As soon as I answered the phone, because I got his number, I got him on Instagram, I got him on Messenger. As soon as I answered the phone, I said, what's up? I already knew you was going to call me. I already knew. Just based on that one person leaving that comment, I can only imagine the comments they was leaving in his inbox and in his comment section. So I already knew it was coming. But he was just like, yeah, and he reiterated and doubled down on what he said. And I told him why I feel how I feel about 50-50 yards. And the disconnect and the confusion on my behalf was when he said those are not our politics. That didn't mean that we don't trip off of people with funny paperwork and all of that. What it was he was saying it's not our politics, as in it's not mandatory for us to get off. There is nobody telling us that we need to get off that yard within a certain amount of time. You should just want to do it on your own, which I said in both videos. I said that in the other video, and I said that in the one I just did. You should want to get off. You should not want to program with them, especially if you have daughters. Everybody got a daughter, a niece, a cousin, a sister, an auntie, a grandma, and you got foul individuals on these yards that have charges against those type of people. So to me, I feel like it's more of a testament of your character and your manhood when nobody's making you do it and you just do it because you feel like that, as opposed to you have to do it or there's going to be consequences or you're going to be X'd or put in a no good category. It's a pretty much there's consequences hanging over your head if you don't do it, as opposed to us, there's not really no consequences, but it is depending on your hood, because like I told him, how my hood is pushing might not necessarily be how his hood is pushing about that, because he spoke to some of his homies on the level 4 and he's getting different answers, and I speak to my homies on the level 4 and I'm getting different answers. So this is why I had to tell him why I feel how I feel about the 50-50 yard. But like I said, it's more of a testament to your character when there's nobody forcing you to do it. There's not going to be no consequences if you don't do it, and you still say, hey, man, as a man who believes in this type of stuff and these types of morals, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just get up out of there. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. But so that's where the disconnect was when he said those wasn't our politics. Not that we don't believe in that, but it's not mandatory. So we chopped it up about that, you know what I'm saying? And then he was saying that people take stuff out of context and they look at it like I was checking him. Besides me saying the part that I said about him, which I said, I know cartoon don't stand for that. I know he don't believe in that. I literally said that. Besides that, that video wasn't even directed towards cartoon, and y'all know that. If you watch the whole video, you see that my video is directed towards people who don't necessarily know the black politics, because you don't run with black politics. You don't run with us. You can go off of what you see. If somebody said, from my understanding or from what I seen, they politic a little different, that's cool. But to say that's not their politics or they don't do this, use a motherfucking lie. Use a lie, homie. And I see that a lot, homie. And when I was watching the video with Chill, it's called, it came out 3 weeks ago. It's called Do Blacks Fear Southsiders in Prison? Check it out. It's a real good video where he breaks down all types of different stuff. If you watch that video, he was saying that there's only a handful of black prison YouTubers, Chill being one of them, Nate Dogg 916, Dirty Weather 916. There was like 2 of the first. You got Big Herc, but Big Herc only been to the feds, so he don't really count when it comes to this. Now you got Daman Porter, or Portier, however you say his last name. And he brought up somebody else that I didn't know. So all of the prison channels coming out of California first was either Hispanic or white, whether there was North or South. So a lot of them was able to put their narrative out there first, on top of what you already may believe from watching Gangland or whatever the fuck y'all be watching, where y'all get these weird ass opinions and shit from. So now you got blacks coming along with these prison channels, and they're more so trying to give you their side, because it's 2 sides to every story. But that narrative has already been painted about us. Like I said, man, if anybody was running anything, we wouldn't have nothing. We wouldn't even be able to be placed on the same yard as them. We get placed on them yards because they know we could hold our own. So fear, I don't ever remember being in fear. Just like Chill said, we be in there making the best of our time, having a blast, homie. We clowning, talking about bitches, talking about the street. Like, we're not sitting here worried about these dudes like, oh my God, let's walk on eggshells. We're cocky. We don't give a fuck. I know they did a video about the arrogance of a Southside. Well, the arrogance of a nigga is just the same, because we don't give a fuck. You got niggas who literally do no working out, will have no knife, and still be like, nigga, we finna whoop they ass. I didn't heard it. Nigga, we'll beat they ass. We don't give a fuck how deep they is, how many knives they got. We are cocky too, bro. So ain't nothing wrong with them being cocky. They supposed to feel like that because we feel like that. But as far as fearing and being scared, nobody wakes up in prison worried about, well, I don't know. I can't say what a motherfucker do. I ain't never woke up and thought about, oh, what if they get us today? Nigga, it's whatever. So that right there is complete bullshit. Then Chill had also played a snippet of, I don't know if they was in Calipat or Old Folsom. It was like Dubs was talking about how they had let out a certain amount of Southsiders and it was more blacks and it was a higher yard and a lower yard, and they knew that the blacks was going to rush the Southsiders because it was already some type of tension going on. And I quote, he said, he told somebody this is going to go down in history as the first time we've lost. Now, I don't know what he meant by that. So let me chill out. Let me not jump the gun. But that's a motherfucking lie. That's a bold-faced lie that y'all never lost. Because I know blacks that'll tell me that out of all the time they did, that the blacks never lost. Now, whether it was even or whatever the case is, but I've heard certain blacks be like, we ain't never lost no riot to them. And you got some of them that'll say the same thing. Now, whether people are lying or whether that's just their experience, it's very true that could be your experience. But the next black might have been in 3 riots and they got smashed all 3 times. The next Southsider might have been in 2 riots and they got smashed both times. It depends on who you ask. But to say across the board that this is how it is and one faction always wins, that's bullshit. And to double down on that, this is why I love Chill's channel, because he come with receipts. He played another video, which seemed like it was more recent than that one. I could just tell by the setup. The first video, when he said it's going to go down in history, this is the first time we ever lost, looked like the old Dubs. Like before he met Gunner, when he had like 5,000 subscribers, because the way he was sitting on the couch, as opposed to the other video when he was in front of the laptop, like how his setup is now. And you could tell by the background. Then he said, I think that was in Calipat or something, where the Bloods took off on the Southsiders and stabbed like 6 of them or something like that. He told that story. So they clearly lost right there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes people may forget what they say. Or like I said, maybe he didn't mean it like that. But it sounds like that's saying the first time in history we've lost. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I'm not letting that type of shit ride, homie. Motherfuckers painting false narratives. If that's what he was saying. If he was saying something else, then hey. But yeah, like I said, Chill was just bringing the receipts, homie. Motherfuckers saying we don't do this, we don't do that. And it varies, homie. It varies from person to person, from yard to yard, from car to car. It's going to always vary because we have the option of having our own opinion, as opposed to I have an opinion, but I can't state it. At least not out loud. Maybe I could tell my celly if I trust him like that, but I don't agree with this. But they can't say that to the masses. They just got to go along with it. So when a motherfucker be like, we can't do this, we can't do that, I understand that, homie. And like I said, they got a lot of rules and regulations that I fuck with, homie. And their unity is a beautiful thing, but they got a lot of shit that I don't fuck with. So we can't make it seem like somebody's shit is superior. Like, most of them don't even be agreeing with a lot of them rules, like I said in the last video, but they got to roll with the punches, homie. So you got to take things with a grain of salt, homie. But for people to think that one individual race gets smashed all the time, the others is probably the smallest car in there, and they don't get smashed all the time. Now, they're not always in conflict. I'm going to be honest. They're not really, from what I've seen, hard politickers. They mind their business and stay to themselves, but they do get into shit, and they're gonna ride too. They're gonna ride too, and it doesn't automatically mean that they're gonna lose just because they don't have the numbers. Element of surprise. If we do it at the right time and get these motherfuckers while it's a certain amount of them out, and then go to the hole, I mean, then we won. You know what I'm saying? Every race could do that, homie. But to paint the picture that one race either wins or ties, that's laughable. That's a joke. Like I said, you got people on both sides who say they never lost. You got people on both sides who say that they have lost. You got people on both sides who will say that they lost more than they won. But guess what? They won't come on this platform and say that, though. They might say that to you in person, but this is why the blacks get so mad, because somebody like Cartoon or OG Bam or Bride Dog, they know how to keep it clean. Rockhead, it's certain people who know how to keep it clean, homie, and say when we won and when we lost. But you never hear them say they lost. They make it seem like they win all the time. And that's the problem that we are having, because it's a false narrative. And if you ever been in that system, you just know that that's not possible for one race to win all the time. It's just not happening like that, homie. The essays is deeper than the North Daniels and the Bulldogs, and they don't always get the best of them. So how the fuck you always get the best of some niggas? Like, it's just not reality, homie. But like I said, this video going on way too long. Cartoon tapped in, chopped it up with him. Shout out to you. I already told him I was gonna make this video before I made this video, before y'all try to go back and, oh, he's still talking shit. No, the fuck I'm not. You niggas is weird. Salute to Cartoon and everything he got going on. And hopefully me and him could collab soon. Y'all stay tuned, man. Hoodie from the hood, your friend from that big O N. I'm out.